be calling you a radical. I broke the screen on my camera, but we can do this. So I'm going to call this King Alito's flag. Hang in there. King Alito's flag. This painting. So, by the way, it's historic moments happening right now. I think it's about 5 o'clock in the morning in Iran. That event going to change the world for a little bit politically. So, I'm going to, well, not judge, I'm going to King Alito's. So here's the thing. So today I stopped by the Home Depot up here. And this is, which I didn't even know this, I've been doing this for years, is, let's get some more rocks on it. They got knocked over when I was mowing. So, the Frank Stella rule, because he was doing it before I was, and I didn't know that when I was making the Frank Stella painting. So, I stopped by and I really splurged today. I shouldn't have, but I had to do it. So, now think about this, the irony, because I was thinking about this painting for a while. You know, the red on red, you know, King Charles, King Alito's flag, I'm going to call it. So, guess what? I mean, you never find red. Oh, yeah, red. 50 cents. A little deeper red. Perfect, right? I mean, you can't make it up. Found some green. That was $2. So $3 by splurge. I couldn't pass it up because it's exterior. Good exterior, and that's what I'd like to use on these. Good exterior latex. It looks like a blackish brown. You know how nice that turned out before. So, I can walk and chew gum. Oh, really? You broke your camera today? Yeah. So, oh, your freaking dollar sign fell off. So, I want to explain this before I get going. Cancer. Frank Stella died of leukemia. Grant Wood died of leukemia. So many. So when did I move to this outdoor art studio of mine? I can draw like a camera. I've put up some of my drawings before. Literally, my daughter was asking, she says, God, I have some of your drawings and paintings on my wall. They're incredible. I says, she says, how come you don't do that no more? I says, I went digital. I splash. I drip. I do everything outdoors when I got cancer. I'm afraid of the paint. I'm afraid of the fumes. You know, so many artists have died. You know, I was thinking Grant Wood. I love Grant Wood. Fucking love Grant Wood. So he got AML leukemia the same age I did at 51. And we were just talking about this, me and McCormick today. And I says, yeah, when a doctor looks you right in the eyes, a good doctor, and tells you get your affairs in order, you know, this cancer is so wicked, it's most likely going to kill you. You're going to be dead soon. You don't think that shocks you, turns you upside down? Everybody's talking about my intensity, my radical fight, how intense. Fuck. AML leukemia with a marker of 44. Not to mention the experimental chemo took out my heart valve, open heart surgery twice, lost my gallbladder. This journey's been so fucking radical, hardcore. I don't think anybody can wrap their mind around it. I mean, until you've been there. You know, I couldn't, and I watched my father die. I watched on. I thought I knew this fight. I thought. So, and I want to say this also. You know, I was looking at those paintings I did while my heart was failing last year when I didn't have a car. When things got really nasty as far as my heart valve, walking, trying to survive. I was looking at all those, wow, what paintings. Now, I got the roll of velvet for $5. So, I can't believe this. Well, this camera's been tough, man, like me. I've had it for almost 2 years. Well, I'm going to have to work with me on a, you know how that goes. These cell phone companies are crooks. So, anyway, I'm going to call this. Try to prop up the camera where it won't break and fall, but whatever. You know, use my chair of despair. Remember, I found this chair on 28th Street. Someone's giving it away. It's a cool chair. So, my table got busted up this year. Oh yeah, perfect. Fits in slot, nice like that. Nice. Oh. Where's my new suitcase? My old my paint box. My brushes are in. What the hell? So sticky. So much for the paint box. That didn't look that too good. Throwaway paint box, that's what it is. Perfect. Now, I want to say this because you think that artists like Grant Wood were oligarchs and monarchies and royals and all these ass kissers, like all these artists are now, a bunch of fucking bootlicking ass kissers. You think Paul was an oligarch, fucking monarchy, elitist, bootlicker? Just remember Pollock, when he finally got invited to the big muck party, walked over right in front of God and everybody and pissed in fucking Vanderbilt's fireplace. Pissed in it. Right in front of everybody. Fucking Grant Wood would fucking spit at him when he fucking saw him. I mean, how about Michelangelo? Fuck, he would spit at Da Vinci when he saw him. Fuck, I mean, these great historical fucking artists are anti-fucking monarchies, anti-everything, all the so-called art. The art community now is a bunch of bootlicking, fucking ass-kissing, fucking ring fucking kneeling, wall decorating freak show. Gotta talk to Jeffrey before I... Jeffrey's coming over to read the girls a bedtime story. That'd be Glenn Dubin at the moment. How about Leon Black? I mean, I'm no fucking oligarch ass kisser. Oh, before I forget, I got to tell this story. Sorry. I want to make sure I get this before I forget. So, as you saw, some fucking fool, which they do right here, out in the mud flats on the Great Salt Lake, they go out there in the mud and they get their trucks buried. So, 113-year-old apparatus wood in the Mojave, which is the old salt barrack to dredge up the salt. That's my grandfather, great grandfather, who was born and raised in that, well, grew up right there in that house. Christian BLANCH. Yeah, he's the guy, the Borax Salt Company. And 113-year-old, I'm sure he's the guy that built that. I mean, he's that guy. Right here. For real, look it up. So, my dad's grandfather. Give me a chance to readjust my new tripod. Oh yeah, that thing. yourself up in your fucking Alito. Come on, King. So my King Alito Robe. When I started the Million Mass March, me and John Anthony, I gave the original speech in DC. Remember the 5th of November, 2013. John Hurley came to my speech, and you all heard it. You've seen it. After he come over and he says, "I got to tell you, love your speech." We talked about the whole system. He says, "You know, I'm head of the National Press Corps. I've been." By the way, Goldie Hawn was with him earlier, and he says, "When I was a kid, I grew up in Mississippi. He says, my daddy told me, you beware of men in white hoods and white robes. After being on the National Press Corps for all these years," he says, "let me tell you, Kevin, you beware of men in black robes with gold trim." John Hurley, head of the National Press Corps. Remember, November 5th, 2013. 11 years. So, come on, King Charles. King, I thought we had a Revolutionary War. You got to drip. You got to drip. No, you got to flip and drip. So what color are we going to go with? The red. Well, you know what we got to go with. Red on red. Brush it out. That's some red, baby. Pretty red. Sweet are the use of adversity. That's even redder. One thing I want to say about the artist as the time that you're making the art, and you know I've said this for years, credibility matters. Credibility matters as an artist, as an activist, well, as a thinker, as a human being. Credibility matters, and credibility is earned. It's a lot of work. Red on red. Where do we go from here? So I'm going to call this Alito's, King Alito's flag. What the fuck is this? Who knows? I guess we'll find out. You want to sell that 1960 Bel Air in the driveway? No, I don't want to fucking sell that. See a for sale sign. See if we know who it is. We can make 2 videos. Who knows what redneck is? Hey! Never know. Maybe it's one of Judge Alito's men. What's happening?
Mechanic shop down in Auckland.
Oh, you do? God, I've been looking for one for 30 years. A good mechanic.
Really?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. I'm probably one of the most honest ones you'll ever meet.
That's
to be
good,
quite
man.
honest. And I price everything just like a regular shop does. But then I cut the labor right in half.
Okay.
So right off the bat, you're getting about a 35% discount from any other shop around.
Where are you at?
Right off of 18th Street.
Like Moto's old shop. Did you ever know Moto?
Moto Works. Yeah, he was over there on
right on 18th.
On Pennsylvania, wasn't he?
Oh, he's right on Wall there.
That's where I'm off of. You know where you got the bus station right there on the corner of 18th and Wall.
Oh, you're right below there.
You go west on 17th, take your 3rd left, and go straight down into the warehouses. And I'm in the warehouses back there.
Oh, nice.
Anyway, I usually spend my Sundays afternoons
moving around, riding
just riding around, looking at vehicles in backyards and stuff.
I got plenty of those.
What do you got you might want to get rid of?
Well, what happened is I got leukemia in 2011. I got cancer. So I spent 5 years in a bone marrow transplant at LDS. And then when I started to get better, my heart valve failed from the chemo. So I had open heart surgery in 2017. So I fought that. I was miserable with it. I kept telling him it's going, and my gallbladder ruptured from the chemo. So I had open heart surgery again last year.
Holy shit.
And I got a pacemaker. That's why all this shit's laying around. So, my grandkids are getting up there. And, they've laid claim to about half these yard ornaments.
Right.
So I'm not sure which ones. I mean, that old 70 Ford was my high school shop teacher's.
Damn.
It ain't got 100,000. Neither does the 60 Bel Air. I was driving that 60 Bel Air when I got sick.
That was what caught my eye.
Oh, that's a badass car.
That was the one that caught
my eye. It's got less than 100,000 rigid, but they're set now. Oh, now how long has that been? 13 fucking years?
Wow.
Yeah. So
the bike that I'm riding right now, I found just like this. It was sitting out in the middle of a fucking pasture with weeds growing out of it.
Nice.
I took it. I spent a whole year. I took my time because I was sick that winter too. I spent that whole winter sicker than shit. I had COPD, couldn't fucking breathe.
So you a vet then?
Yep.
You Iraq guy?
Nope.
Oh, thank God.
No, I never went anywhere. I was in 80 to 84.
Oh, you're an old fucker.
Fuck yeah, I just turned 62.
I'm 64.
Yeah, we're both in the same boat, man. I got fucking COPD. I've got 2 malformed discs in my lower back. Oh, Jesus. I've got a fucking heart murmur because I had 26% of my body covered with hot tar.
Well, my heart murmur, I was born with, that's what those valves will go. You're going to get split open one day.
This is going to kill me.
Well, if it don't, those valves get worse and worse as you get older.
I know what they just put me on a CPAP machine for me to sleep with oxygen injected into it.
Oh, Jesus.
So
you really are fucking hell-bent on killing yourself.
Yeah.
And you're mechanicking.
Yep. I still work.
I'm a cancer research guy. That's what I do, blah, blah, blah. Mechanics die at an alarming rate of leukemia. It's the fucking fuel.
Yeah, it's
got
the fuel
that benzene
and the fucking,
in it. And all the shit you clean your house. Same with, I was a plasterer for all those years. And to throw everything else in the environment. But yeah, keep stopping back by here. I'm always out here on the weekends.
Okay.
And I'll,
like I said, Sundays is my cruise day. I usually stop on.
I'm around. I'm usually out here making paintings, fucking around.
Is that what you're doing, making paintings?
Yeah, I'm making a painting right now. So, this is the fucking Utah flag I call. Remember when they had the contest on the Utah flag?
Yep.
I says, there's mine, you for usury. This fucking clip. I hear payday. Yeah. Right on. Yeah, just keep stopping by, man. What's your name?
Gerald.
Gerald, my name's Kevin Blanche. Pleasure meeting you, man.
I think I've heard your name before.
I've been around.
You've been around for a while, haven't you?
Oh, fuck. I owned Blanche Plastering for all those years. And
That's probably where it's plastering. Cause
I did so much plastering for so many years.
I did a whole hell of a lot of interior framing and drywall.
Oh, you did? Who'd you work for? Yourself?
Yeah, mainly myself.
Yeah, I own Blanche Plastering. I got 10,000 jobs. But, when I was a professor, I was. So, I've done a lot of things. But plastering I miss it. I built the tree in the kids' museum, children's museum. That's built out of lath and plaster. I'm old school lath and plaster. But, I had a big shop for a while, and it was me and the same 7, 8 guys that worked for me for years. Butch Chavez worked for me. Remember, he used to own the keg out there. Yep. Butch. Everybody knew that beer drinking fucker. He died.
No, I didn't.
That fucker died. He had 2018. I didn't even know. I was in Europe. And then, so I had all those guys work for Calvin, work for me for all these years. Everybody knew Calvin. And now, he died this year. Yeah. Well, fuck, look how they lived. Look how we all lived.
Yeah. We all did.
We lived hard and fast, man. I wouldn't trade it in.
No, I wouldn't either. It was
fun.
I'm 62, and I quit everything. I went solid cold turkey on everything at 42.
Nice.
Exactly 20 years ago. And I still fucked myself up beyond belief. We all did, man.
The way we lived in those days.
Yeah.
Fuck, we drank so hard. It was girls and fucking beer partying. I never got caught up in the drugs, but I drank a lot of fucking beer and went through a lot of girls. It was. It was Ogden. Yep. Sure was fun.
It's enough to kill 90% of the kids.
Oh,
nowadays.
Everybody I hung around with. Oh, fuck, they couldn't hang these days. We did.
No.
God, just the girls alone would fucking kill the little fuckers. They wouldn't know.
I can remember going up into Butterfield Canyon down there on the west side of Salt Lake.
Yeah.
And literally building pipe bombs.
Yeah.
And blowing shit up.
Oh, fuck.
I remember we took remember the old Latch refrigerators?
Yeah.
And we took one of them and we turned it upside down. We found we cut a piece of leaded pipe about this big. Threaded both ends of it. Drilled a hole in the center of it, put a piece of dynamite fuse into it. It was about 18 inches long, and packed it full of black powder. We put it inside that refrigerator upside down on its door, lit that fucker and ran. And we were probably from here to that house, away from where the refrigerator was at by the time it went off. And I hear this whoosh. I turned just in time.
Here comes the refrigerator like a missile, huh?
To see about 20 feet behind me, one of the caps off the pipe. The fucker was this big. It was a 2.5-inch pipe. Splatter against the side of the mountain. It literally missed my head by about that far.
I went to Joshua Martin's funeral last week. I used to live with him up on 2nd Street when I was first going to college when I was young. And the Sully brothers, there used to be 3 brothers. I used to make jokes. I'd say, name that Scully.
Yeah.
But anyway, they got some part. This is when Hillfield was in disarray out there. It was ready to fucking close. These fuckers got their hands on an entire crate of hand grenades.
Holy
And
shit.
so these fuckers would all over, you know, we're over there on
fragmentation or flash?
Flash.
Okay, it's not quite as bad as fragmentation.
No,
but-
they had fragment ones too, but they had the flash grenades and they had fragment ones. They had several cases. They had all kinds of shit, and they were crazier than hell. And one time I was living over on 4th Street, and they're like, "Hey man, there's a big open parking lot over there. We're gonna go fucking throw just a couple, just for it's late at night."
Holy shit.
And I'm like, "They're full of shit." Boom! I'm like, "Oh, here come the cops all over." And so I'm at the funeral, and these guys were so out of control, wasted 24/7. I mean, these guys were in every drug known to man. And so one of them shows up at the funeral, and the fucker looked about 40 years old. I said, "Damn, you look good, man. I can't believe it." And he's still got the same girl he's been with for all those years.
Did you pick his brain? What he's been doing different?
Oh, yeah. I says, "What the fuck?" He says, "The other two brothers are dead." And I says, "I can't believe it." I says, "What has it kept you young?" And he says, "I used to only do the good cocaine, not the bad cocaine." I stayed on the clean cocaine, not the bad. I says, "Oh, you mean the meth?" Never got on it, stayed on the coke.
Yeah.
And his wife says, "It's true that the fucker didn't quit the coke till about 7-8 years ago." And he says he would never switch to anything else. And I'm like,
It must be his diet.
well,
Must be what he ate.
I think some genetics.
Yeah.
There's a lot of luck involved.
Yeah.
But so you don't know.
No.
We beat ourselves up and blame ourselves for shit, but we're up against so much environmentally.
But then again, look at the other guys that are our age.
Oh fuck, they look like hell.
Yeah.
They're all
like
dead.
They're fucking 85.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. I try. I don't
too,
drink.
right?
I don't do anything. I'm a goody fucking two-shoe.
Me
But
too now.
you seen the hat I got on.
Once you. Yep.
That always kept me young for all those years. I mean,
once in a great while, I'll drink 3 or 4 beers, and then just 3 or 4 beers, and I suffer for 2 days afterwards.
yeah, you're not used to it. And we're getting too old.
Yeah.
I drink a couple beers. That's it. I cut it off at 2. I'll still drink beer, but it's rare. And good beer, and I'll have 1 or 2.
Yeah.
But I just can't hang.
I can't either.
I
just
told my
cannot
doctor the
do
other
it.
day, because I'm having blood pressure issues, and I says, "I do everything right." I says, "My lifestyle is so fucking goody two-shoe that it's almost sickening."
Yeah.
I went to high school with her, she's this good looking blonde, my oncologist, and she says, "You goody?" I says, "Yeah, it's almost sickening, right?" She says, "I never believed it."
It is hard to believe, man. I mean, I look back
We
on it
change
like
when we get older.
20 years ago, I met this girl, and she was fucking stone cold sober. Never did a thing in her fucking life. I mean, she might as well have been Mormon,
You're right.
but she wasn't. And
Of course, they're the ones that'll drink all your beer.
yeah, and smoke all your cigarettes. That's why you
Right.
take 2 of them fishing with you.
Right.
They keep each other honest.
Right.
But yeah, I met this girl, and she was stone cold sober, and we got to know each other, and we fell in love.
Nice.
But she would not have much to do with me more than just friendship. And we were sitting there one night, and we had been together for 2 months at this point, Never had sex, nothing, just good friends.
Yeah.
And I asked her, I said, how come we've never got together? She says, because you drink and you do drugs.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Welcome to Utah,
I'm
right?
like, are you serious? No, this was in Michigan.
Oh.
I looked at her and said, are you serious? She says, yeah.
So I'm sober tonight, you tell her? I'm sober now. Come on, girl.
I was sober at that point. And at that point, I looked at her and I says, well, I think I'm going to change this. She looks at me, she says, I hope you do.
That's funny.
2 months later, we got together, and we were together for 10 years.
That's nice. That's cool.
And that was the end of it.
Sometimes it takes
everything.
a partner to. But I look back and I had a lot of fun partying and doing the things I did and whatever. And I was successful. I went to work every day. Did raise my kids. I did everything. Drank too much beer.
Yeah.
Too many girls for sure.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if it's too many. I look back, maybe not
I
enough.
don't think you kept too many girls.
Right. So, but now we're older.
Yep.
I raise the grandkids now.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing too.
I like it. It's fun.
My older son lives in upstate New York. He's got a construction company.
Oh,
on his own.
nice.
He's set up.
It's my daughter's at there.
My younger son, he's 34, he's getting ready to turn 34. And he's got a 6-year-old. He's a good kid. He's an honest kid, but he doesn't have a fucking pot to piss in.
So that's all right. He's probably better off being poor.
Yeah,
I think the money ruins the youth.
it does.
I mean, I grew up on this farm out here, and my grandpa was rich. On the other side of the town, this one had money too, but they didn't believe in it. Neither one of them believed. They both called themselves Mormon socialists. They didn't believe in inherited wealth. They required me to learn a trade. And they never gave me money. They says, go make your own money if you need money.
Yeah.
And I look back, and that's how I learned to plaster when I was young.
That's exactly what happened with me. My dad would look at me and say, if you want something, go get it.
Yeah, especially when you're a teenager. What the fuck did we need money for? We hitchhiked. You passed around the hat on a keg. You had $3 you could find, or find pop bottles on the way. You pass it around. I mean, I look back on it. The kids that had all the money driving the brand new cars. I look at those guys. They're all dead.
The keg parties.
They were good, weren't they?
Oh my God,
so fun.
I remember there was one summer there. I think it was 78.
Oh, you're right. That was my favorite year.
I was 17 years old.
What a great year.
And every single Friday and Saturday night, we just head up one of the canyons.
Yeah, giant kegs.
And as we're going up, one of us looked at, you got your $10? Yeah. You got your $10? So we'd all carry $10 with us.
Yeah, plenty.
And we'd find a keg somewhere.
Yeah.
And we'd get all of our money together, and we'd walk up to the person who was throwing a party and say, this is for the next fucking keg.
Yeah, that's what it was. And you were friends with everybody.
And we give them $30, $40.
That's what we did out here. In 1978, from right here, I remember I wanted to go see Van Halen. My friends, I was a rock and roll kid. I was a music kid. And I'd heard that, and I'd go back and forth. I'd hitchhike back and forth to San Diego from here because my grandparents had a house in Pacific Beach. And so I knew about Van Halen, whatever. And I'm right here.
Those were the Morrison years, too, man.
Oh,
fuck.
Yeah. And so.
Oh, I would have loved that.
So I says, I heard that Van Halen was going to open for Ozzy. And when Ozzy was Black Sabbath. And I like Black Sabbath, too. And so.
Me too.
I'm hitchhiking right over here, and these freaks in an old Nomad. And I mean, they were freaks. Good freaks. And I'm like, what are you doing? And I says, I'm hitchhiking to Fresno, California. And they're like, why? And I says, you ever heard of a band called Van Halen? This was 1978. Like, oh yeah, man. Well, they're opening for freaking Black. What? They're opening for Black Sabbath? No. And so they're like, well, fuck, well, let's go. And I'm like, well, I got about $25 on me. They scraped up money. So I says, wait a minute, go down on the farm. I got a key to the gas shed down there on the farm. We filled up the car, and I says, there's a siphon hose right here. I got a siphon hose. And I says, stop over here to this chick in Layton I know. Really good looking, crazy, wild blonde I was friends with. I was hanging around. Pick her up. And so we went all the way, and we siphoned gas. We did whatever. We traded. We did whatever. We got there to the fairgrounds. And back then, people used to, it was almost like the Grateful Dead Black Sabbath.
Yeah.
And the people would tour. And so everybody set up camp out at the fairgrounds. So we're out there, and they had a communal kitchen and the whole works. We ain't got no tickets. And I says, don't worry, I'll get us tickets. So we go in front of the arena the day of the concert, and I says, we made up a sign that says, we need tickets. And she stands over there and takes off her shirt, stands off there right in front of the arena, freaking with her shirt off, and holds up the sign, we need tickets. Some dude in a freaking Mercedes pulls up, and she leaves. Ain't very long. She comes back. She says, here's the 6 tickets. Whatever. All those years, we're like, what would you? I said, don't ask, don't tell. Don't ask. So, and we went, and so.
None of my business, but thank you, darling.
Oh, she was the shit, man. That girl, she's a goody Mormon now, and married in the temple, the whole works. I see her around. But she, so they opened for Ozzy. And, he comes out screaming, yelling, go crazy. And Eddie they opened up with eruption and just and the whole crowd goes psycho.
Oh, yeah.
So Ozzy comes out on the stage, and I never forget it. And we're right up front. We're close. She's on, getting on different guys' shoulders with her shirt off. All the girls were. And he yells, holy fuck, we got to follow that. And then I read later, he says that was the end of fucking Black Sabbath. He says Van Halen killed us.
Van Halen's put us down.
Yeah.
Both of them groups were fucking incredible.
Oh, these kids have no idea what they missed in music.
Oh, no. They
the
have
concerts
no
we
idea.
saw.
No idea.
Fuck, I always think about that. I always think about the Bob Seger concert here. He announced that they came from San Diego, and I'm right out here, and nobody had phones or whatever. My friend saw it. I says, the radio is saying that Van Halen had a canceled date, and they're going to play in Salt Lake tonight.
Man, I'll tell you what. Freaking,
So we go down there, there's nobody there. It was so cool. In the Salt Palace.
last concert I went to the Salt Palace was Styx.
Yeah.
In,
God, they're here all the time
I
now.
want to say 80.
Oh, back when they were good.
82.
Yeah, nice. That Salt Palace was the shit, man.
I was at one of Rush's last concerts, one of the very last concerts they ever did in Seattle, Washington.
Oh, nice.
And the fucking police came in and made them turn the acoustics down.
I believe
It was carrying too far, and they didn't like it.
I was just talking about, I saw Metallica up at Weber State in 1998. It was kind of the end of the good concerts. And everybody made them to play in the afternoon because they didn't want to hear the noise. So they played at 4 o'clock in the afternoon in a football stadium. Fucking pussies. I mean, what a bunch of fucking pussies this society's turned into.
Yeah, it is. I mean,
it's sad.
at the kids nowadays.
Oh, fuck,
that's what
I say.
blows me the fuck away.
My kids aren't like that. My kids and my grandkids ain't like that. You know, I used to hitchhike all over the fucking place. I never had a problem with no. People were cool. You know, once in a while there'd be a fight break out, but then people would kiss and make up, be buddies. I never seen nobody pull no guns on each other.
Nowadays, you don't,
No, they'll shoot you.
Yeah.
So, all right, I got to get back to this before it rains. Give me your name again.
Gerald.
Yeah. I'll come by.
If I had a card with me.
Oh, I'll come find you.
You know where I'm at?
Yeah.
I'm number 35 back there.
35.
Yep.
I'll come find you.
Yeah, because I'm definitely interested, you know.
I got to settle that. I want to get that 86 fucking fixed.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm feeling better. It's finally starting to. Lost all my teeth, my gallbladder, my pacemaker. But believe it or not, I'm actually starting to feel decent after 13 years. You know, so I don't know. You never know. One day at a time, right?
Yeah. That's all you can do. Yeah.
Right on, man. Thanks for stopping by. I'll come see you.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. And if you see me again, stop again. What a great dude, man. That was fucking awesome. So we better turn this off and start a new one. Let's get a look at the painting on the robe. And again, this is all pure data because I just stopped. You never find red on red. So I call this Judge Alito's flag. Cool guy, man. Stand tuned.